And there's a hand my trusty fear, and gaze a hand o' thine, and we'll tak a recht get well walked for auld lang syne, for auld lang syne, dear, for auld lang syne. We'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for auld lang syne, for auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne. We'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for auld lang syne.
All right, welcome once more to another episode about elections worldwide. And today we have the Scottish elections, and I will be accompanied in this long night by my friend Comrade King.
Hello everybody, you already know me, no introduction needed. Let's stream the Scottish election now.
Yeah, indeed. Alright, let's go over with it. So, in this particular election, we have the SNP running against the traditional... Alright, let's go over with it. The traditional British parties, let's say. That will be the Labour Party and the Tories and the Liberal Democrats. And we also have smaller Scottish parties such as the Greens and Alba, which are also pro-independence. Usually all the main British parties, such as the Tories, the Labour, and the Liberal Democrats, are actually in favor of unionism, and the Scottish parties such as SNP and the Greens and Alba are actually in favor of Scottish independence, or of the Liberal Democrats are also in favor of the European Union, although they are still unionists, and that's how things are. Comrade King, what do you think of this election?
Well, I believe it will be very intense and close. We don't know who exactly could win. It could go either way.
Well, we know who will win already.
What?
Well, we know that already SNP will win. The question of the day is if they will have a majority or not.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't think that they will have a majority. Okay, it's possible they could have a majority. It could either way. We'll have to see. It will be very intense.
I mean, like, winning, they will be the first party already. That's guaranteed. But we don't know if they will have a majority. That's what we mean by win. If they will have a majority by themselves or by other independence parties such as Alba or...
They'll probably need other parties like the Greens and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the
Alba.
Greens.
That's the question here. That's the question of the day. The polling did close, and we will be waiting for the results anytime now. Personally, I'd like the SNP to win very much. It will trigger the independence referendum, and it will guarantee entrance into the European Union later. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I oppose Scottish independence as of now. Because if they will become independent, then they will just join back the EU, and I don't want that to happen. With the case of Northern Ireland, that's different. If Northern Ireland joins Ireland, then yeah, the NATO will shrink. So I oppose Scottish independence, but I support Irish reunification.
But Scotland doesn't plan joining NATO, is it now?
They do under SNP. SNP supports NATO.
Alright, I wasn't aware of that. Interesting. I'm checking for results now. Could you go on and talk about your opinions of it?
Yeah, sure. There are basically, two groups you could say, the Unionists and the Nationalists. Either the Unionists, so the Conservatives, Labour, and the Liberal Democrats will form a government, or the Nationalists, that being SNP and the Greens will form a government, and I support a unionist government in this case.
Okay. I'm in favor of independence. I think Scotland has the right to self-determination, and we should encourage this and support this, and they're welcome to join the European Union anytime they wish to do so. I'm trying to find some election results, but so far nothing has been updated. That's quite interesting. They did warn that the results will come later on. So that's worrisome. What do you think?
Well, remember the Israeli election? When did they, publish the results, the exit polls? When did that happen? I don't remember. It was probably like maybe 3 or 2 hours later. So this could take a very long time until we get the results of the Scottish election.
Fair enough. Well. Still waiting for results. Honestly, I'm searching everything. Nothing so far. No results updating. I really hope for SNP landslide, and we don't have. Yeah, I'm reading here that the results honestly will take a while, so that's unfortunate due to COVID rules, which defeats the whole purpose of staying here and waiting for some results.
By the way, I have really bad battery right now.
That's unfortunate. Will you mind charging your device?
Yeah, the thing is, my charger doesn't really work.
Yeah, bugger.
I guess I'll have to join the stream chat later, maybe.
I don't think I will stay for long, and it's quite unfortunate, honestly, because I was expecting at least an exit poll, and they said there will not be any exit poll. So that's it. Quite sad. I'm really disappointed, honestly. Why didn't they bother to give us an exit poll? Yeah, I know it's bloody COVID, but what will it change if they ask a couple of people that already casted their ballot, so we know what will happen? I would like to know at least a couple of the results. So far there's no update, and it might take a while. Yeah, they said they will not even. They said the results will be announced tomorrow, so I'm not even sure what we are doing here. That was a total waste of time, honestly. Well, since we'll not have any results anytime soon, I would just want to go on and say that Scottish independence. Alright, he's gone. Alright, Comrade King, go do your thing. Ο Red Pep λέει τη Μαδρίτη την πήραν οι ακροδεξιοί, δεν καταλαβαίνω γιατί μιλάει. Anyway, yeah, sadly there will be no results coming tonight. Quite disappointing, honestly. I want to say that personally I hope for an SNP landslide, and I do hope that an independence referendum is drafted and pushed as soon as possible. Alright, Mr. West, I guess you're going for the Tories. I would say that it is quite fundamental that the Scottish people have a say on a second referendum, since they were deliberately tricked in the first referendum, promised a leave vote that will coincide with the fact that they will also leave the European Union, and the majority of Scottish people, as we saw with the Brexit referendum, oppose such notion. And that was a fairly dishonest backstab. They were supposed to remain in the United Kingdom so they can remain in Europe, and such thing didn't happen. So I do hope for a second referendum, and the only way through that is if all the independence parties, at being SNP, Greens and ALBA, get a majority. If that does not happen, then we can safely say that we are finished. There will not be any. There won't be any other chance. The best results, the best outcome will be if SNP outright won a majority by itself, without any needs to form a coalition, which is fairly difficult in Scotland, but it's possible. They did that already. Back in 2000. What was the last time they had an election now? That must have been 2016 and then 2012, I guess. They do it every 5 years, right? Yep, they do 2000 every. Excuse me. They do it every 5 years. So last time the SNP had a majority was in 2011. Yeah. So it is fairly possible for the SNP to have an outright majority, and we will not be surprised. The only difference would be that they will call such attempts immediately. It's quite surprising that the Tories are expected to be the second party nowadays. I see a total failure from the Labour Party to present itself as a strong contester nationwide, and I do think that there will be a lot of sad faces in the local elections around the United Kingdom tonight. But since we will not have the results, I will just go on rambling on why it will be fundamental for Scotland to have its own independence and being able to join the European Union. And as a European Union citizen, I would like to say that Scotland is more than welcome to return to the European family and abandon the insanity that has devolved the United Kingdom under Bojo and the Tories. Yeah, the Greens will be, as the chat goes, the Greens will be a good option for that. They might form a coalition with SNP, and that will be fair. That'll be fair. But I would prefer an SNP landslide, honestly. Well, there's not much to say. We won't have the results until tomorrow. So I have no idea what to say. No results. And Comrade King had to go. Yeah, some George Washington here is asking me if modern Greeks are related to ancient ones. If you count haplogroups, then a certain part of modern Greeks are related to ancient Greeks. Honestly, not the entire population of modern Greeks, but a certain part, yes. I don't know how is that relevant. Alright, Mike Steps. The SNP are a cult. What is the reason for your preference? I'm not well versed if they are religious and worship a certain deity. I will definitely want SNP to win, as I was saying previously, since they are the only party that... well, first of all, SNP will win. They will be the largest party in the Scottish Parliament, independently of what's going on. The reason that I would like the SNP to win an outright majority is that they are the only party that are willing to call a second referendum, and the only strong party that, if received a national command and a majority in the Scottish Parliament, will be able to do so. Honestly, I don't think that Alba or the Greens are going to do anything with a couple of seats they will win. And a second Scottish referendum for independence is a must. I think the Scottish people were tricked. The main reason that they voted to be part of the United Kingdom is because that would leaving the United Kingdom would mean that they would leave the European Union, something a lot of Scottish people oppose. A supermajority of what was the results? 65% of Scots voted to remain. So I don't think that's fair that rural voters from England decide over whether Scotland will or not be a member of the European Union. So a second independence referendum is a must to justify this wrongdoing, and only the Scottish National Party is able to deliver on such promise. I would like to see Scotland, of course, being part of the European Union. That would be great. Mike Steps continues, quote, I live in Scotland, and they're a party full of nasty individuals. Nationalism and the hatred of English up here is reminiscent of Germany 1935. As a Scot, I, and so are my friends, are against Indy, unquote. I don't know how nationalistic is SNP. I would definitely not compare them to 1930s Germany. They are more of a large umbrella centrist party with a social democratic platform. So I will definitely not compare them to 1930s Germany. And there are like two versions of nationalism. There's like a nationalism based on fake notions of cultural or ethnic supremacy, and there is a nationalism based on national self-determination. And as a party that supports Scottish independence, that's what they're going to do. That's national self-determination, holding a second referendum vote, and if the Scots decide to leave, then they will leave. If they decide again to remain, they remain. I think that's more than fair for Scotland to be given another opportunity. I guess you know better on party individuals, but I don't see how any of my arguments don't make sense to you. I don't think that any other party is willing to go on and hold a referendum. The Tories are definitely not doing that, and neither is the Labour Party. That's why the Labour Party is not even going to be second this time, which is quite some news for the SNP, picking up a few seats, with even a growth of 1% in the popular vote. That will be enough to turn 4 seats, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Right, that would be on. Yes, exactly. More Scots. Wait. I mean, more Scots voted to leave the. That's totally untrue because the during the Brexit referendum, 65% of Scotland voted to remain. So let me check it again because I wanted to speak with numbers. If I remember correctly, it was 65. Yeah, 67. Wait. No, 62. Sorry, 62% voted to remain. And on the Scottish elections, the SNP received 46% last time. So yeah, they received 46.5. So that's less people voted for Brexit than SNP. That's definitely. I'm not looking at the turnout. And SNP 2016 had 46.5% of the vote. Yeah, I believe Mike Steps, you're definitely wrong here. Well, once more, I would like to offer my apologies, but there will be no results this evening, this night. So we'll have to wait until tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have a better picture by then. I will now reply to any more questions if you have, and in there. Well, the leader of the SNP in Scotland is Nicola Sturgeon, Saddam. The number of Scots who voted to leave is 38%, Mike, and the number of Scots who voted SNP in 2016 is 46%. Unless I forgot my maths, that's about 8% more. Which I don't think I forgot my maths. I'm not the best math person you can find, but I think I can tell you that 46 is bigger than 38. I think everyone can tell you that. Alright, the number. Fair enough. We can absolutely see that. SNP received 1,060,000 votes in 2016. And during Brexit, the Leave vote got... oh boy, let's go search it up. The Leave vote got 1,018,000. So the SNP got more votes again than the Leave vote. So you're again wrong, and it's quite funny that you keep arguing against that. Yep. 1,059,060,000 is larger than 1,018,000. Yes, absolutely, I support Sturgeon. She's the only one that's going to get a second referendum rolling. So, Mike, you're again wrong. So, unless you have anything else to ask me. The turnout, you say? 56% for the national election and 67% for the Brexit. So the SNP got more votes with a lower turnout than the Leave vote ever got. How am I playing dumb? I don't understand. I just debunked you on both of your claims. You're just being ridiculous right now. I mean, you can search it for yourself. In case you have any disbelief towards my claims and you want to see for yourself. There you go. Here is the here's the Brexit, and here is the national election of 2016. Total votes, SNP got 40,000 more than Leave ever got, and by percentage again more. So I don't understand what's your next argument. What are you going to say next? I think you shouldn't believe everything you read on Facebook, honestly. You should do a little bit of fact checking before. That'll be ideal. Good night, Mitchos, mate. No, Mike is a fine chap. He's a spiffing fellow. He just keeps losing. I don't know why I have to type this, but I will read it out loud. The majority of Scots did vote, actually. 55%. Actually, it's 55.8, so 56. 55.8. That's actually more than most democratic elections around Europe and America. If I am not wrong, the 2016 election in America had similar turnout. It had 55.7. Wow. So I don't know why the hell would say that. I don't know why the hell would say that you got debunked on all your claims. You're just being an ass right now. The US election in 2016 had a turnout of 55.7. The Scottish election in 2016 had a turnout of 55.8. So if you say the Scottish people don't vote, now you'll say the American people don't vote? What's next? The French people don't vote? The Greek people don't vote? The English people don't vote? Like, what's your next argument? You lost every argument, my fellow. The Scottish people did vote for the SNP twice, and they did win a majority in 2011. So the Scottish people are indeed in favour. And the best way to see this is if SNP wins a majority tonight. If they win a landslide and they win a majority, and they turn out the Labour and Tory seats that are contesting, there you go, Scottish independence. Well, I do know that Bojo is going down like a crying baby. You cannot hold a referendum, but he's not strong enough to stop it. What is he going to do? Send the coppers? Oi, tosser, give back the ballot in the name of the Queen. That would not apply in the United Kingdom. It's not Spain like Catalonia to send the police with tear gas and plastic bullets to put down the people who vote in favor of independence. I'm not a Scottish nationalist, actually. That would be ludicrous to say. Yeah, on the German election, that will be a Grüne win, actually. Then it will be a coalition, definitely. I don't think any party will have a majority in Germany in September. I will cover that already. I'm quite sad that today we could not cover it with results. But maybe we'll have a following stream one of the days that the results will come in. Probably by Saturday, I would say. I will know by tomorrow evening. All right, Mike, you had your say. No need to go rude. Jordan Peterson, what an ass. I think you should stop following Facebook and conspiracy theories and focus on facts. And I just disproved you with facts, and you lost every argument. And you're now just ridiculing yourself in the comments. Honestly, in your place, I will be a saint and just walk off. I'll be like, I just got owned by a foreigner who actually did a background check before talking site. I would be generally really humiliated if I didn't know about my own country's elections. I would be genuinely ashamed of that. No, I didn't call you an ass. I called Peterson an ass. Which I'm not interested about his readings. His intellectual products bear no interest in me. I'd rather spend my time better. Well, I wouldn't identify with that term, Mike, definitely. But if you came here to discuss and exchange opinions, you're welcome. If you came here to call me names, not so much. I mean, I can fall down to your level and call you names, but that won't be quite nice, would it? No, it wouldn't. Alright, if you have any other argument that needs debunking, I'm here, and I'm more than welcome to prove you wrong. Well, again, what you're doing right now is ad hominem. You're trying to use insults and swearing to get your point through. Won't work, mate. Won't work. Unless you have something intellectually interesting. I think I won't engage you more. It's been 40 minutes now. I think I will take a break. We will start again tomorrow evening when the results will go through. I truly hope for S&P majority. Otherwise, I hope the Greens have enough and Alba have enough seats to lend. Yeah, exactly. Nothing of intellectual worth on Mike's sayings. Just fake news and conspiracies about Facebook news, which were just disproven wrong. Quite hilarious. That's right. Why do you call each other rabbit, though? Are you frothing from the mouth there? They're like, no, you are rabbit lefty, you want independence. Oh, you're the rabbit one. There are only two genders, where I'm not here to talk about genders, right? I'm here to talk about elections. And unless you have any valid point on the elections, which you don't, you say the S&P got less of a percentage. I disprove you that. Then you said the S&P got less votes. I disprove you of that. And finally you said, well, most Scots didn't vote. I disprove you on that, actually. Scotland had a higher turnout rate than 2016 United States. Okay, finally. Now that's quite a well put up question. How much tax does Scotland give Westminster a year? Well, I'm not quite well versed on that, but if you have the numbers, okay. Scottish Bombilini says 87 quid. That's about right, I suppose. That'll be a massive amount, 87 million, honestly. That will be half of your GDP at least. I do know that Scotland has a GDP less than Greece, but not much less. I would say you're about at the same amount of Portugal has more. So I would say you have around 180 million. So if you pay 87 million quid a year, billion. Sorry, if you paid 87 billion a year, that's like about half your GDP. That would be absolutely a robbery. Anyway, Mike, I am not interested in googling it. I already googled everything you said and you came up wrong. So unless you have a number ready, like the Scottish fellow up there, we could discuss about it. So far, you didn't come with any number whatsoever, so I'm not sure how I'm going to interact with you. And you failed to reply to my point. Like, are you aware that the Scottish people were tricked? The Scottish people, as a matter of fact, were tricked. They remained in the United Kingdom because they would remain in the European Union, and that didn't happen. The Scottish people deserve a second referendum. Whether you're in favor of independence or not, that's up to you. You will decide. You're the Scottish citizen, and you will go and vote with your ballot whether you want independence or not. But you cannot say that the Scottish people do not deserve a referendum. They absolutely deserve a referendum on what will happen to their country. Yeah, that's the fair thing to do. That's the honest thing to do. And if you have any integrity, you will accept the matter of fact that the Scottish voter was tricked in 2014. Now, personally, as I said, I favor all nations. Right of national self-determination. So, if the Scottish people want freedom, that's fair. If they don't, let them vote on it, and I will welcome them back in the European Union. The Scottish voter was tricked, Comrade King. Scottish guy here says, do you remember how the EU refused to give permission to the UK to hold Brexit referendum? No, of course you don't, because that's something the EU does not to member state. Exactly. The EU was the United Kingdom was free to host its ballots and say, you know what, we're out. All right, fair enough. You voted for it, mate. But what about the Scottish people? What about the North Irish people? They voted to remain in the European Union. Do their voice count? Do they have any autonomy from the Westminster? Do they? Or is it just words here? Absolutely, that's what I believe. And as a citizen of the European Union, I welcome you back anytime. And we must make sure that the Scottish ascension to the European Union after independence will be immediate, like a year or two later, immediate. So I don't know about that, Mike. The vast majority of Europeans are very happy with the European Union, and we are running things as they are. The only people that were never happy were the English people. And I say English people and don't say British people because the Scottish people and the North Irish people joined the European Union, and they were happy to join the European Union. One of the reasons that they joined the European Union was the harsh border with Ireland. The North Irish people wanted the free transit through the Republic of Ireland, and that's one of the reasons they joined the European Union. And the Scottish people were more than happy to remain in the European Union. They were trading with the European Union. They were major partners with the European Union. They made a lot of money. Well, that's their decision, Mike. And your opinion counts. You're a Scottish citizen, and so does the other fellows here. So, there we go. Oh, for Christ's sake, Comrade King, nobody cares about that. That's absolute rubbish. Only 70% of Italians want to leave the European Union. Even Lega Nord is in favor of the European Union. They just want to reform it. So they're soft Eurosceptics, they're not hard Eurosceptics. The only people that actually wanted to leave the European Union are the English people. Not the Scottish people, not the Irish people, and definitely not the people in London. The people in London voted in favor of Remain. The rural English people wanted to leave, and they dragged everyone else through their large numbers of participation. Because, as Mike said, Scotland is a nation of 5 million people. England has 55 million people. So, they dragged the Scotland with them. Not, definitely not. You should read on Lega Nord manifesto. They are not against the European Union. I don't know where you get those facts. Well, that's true. 60% of the Scottish trade is done through the UK, the United Kingdom. I'm not denying that fact. You're oblivious and denying facts here. I'm just telling you my opinion, and I'm just telling you that, look, you just had a national vote. Sit down, grab a beer, grab a pint, and wait for the results. We'll see your Tory faces tomorrow. It'll be all doom and gloom, won't it? Get over it. You tricked the Scottish voter. They want a second referendum, and we'll see it tonight. SNP will win. We are not discussing this. They will win. The argument is, how big will they win? Will they have a majority by themselves? Or will they need the Greens and Alba to form a coalition? And if they do so, a second referendum is coming. Labour is out of play. Liberal Democrats are out of play. Only the Tories are the bulwark of unionism, and you're not polling very good either. Apparently, I cannot have interest on other countries' elections, says Mike. Oh, Mike. Why are you so triggered, mate? Just having a friendly discussions. Just us the four here, disagreeing politely. Get over it, will you? Well, I'll play you a song, since you're just such a spiffing fellow. Wait, I got you, mate. No worries. There you go.
And there's a hand, my trusty friend.
How about that?
And gaze a hand, oh thine, and we'll talk correct, get well walked.
No, I don't play Rocket League, I'm not sure what's that.
For
Alba Gubra. Down with the crown, down with the
for
English.
old lang syne.
Freedom.
We'll take a cup o' kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne.
We'll play this
My
song
dear,
during the
for
referendum.
old lang syne.
Alright.
We'll
I'll make
take
it lower.
a cup o' kindness
How about now? Can you hear me now? I hope you can. Alright. Anything else? Oh, well, that's Old Lang Syne. It's an old Scots song. Singing farewell. And that farewell is a farewell to the Union. Yeah, indeed, it's stereotypical. Quite so. Alright, before I close, I will check again if any results came in, but I'm telling you, no results will come today. Sadly. Yeah, we have nothing right now. Like, we have absolutely nothing. Not even English council elections. Quite disappointing. You have absolutely nothing, and we won't know it for a while. First Scottish Parliament results expected Friday PM. Wow, that will be in 12 hours from now. Well, I'll give you that. It was funny, but no, thank you. I don't want your education, your free education. I have that already. I think you should move. You should move to England, Mike. You should move to the place you would like to be, the Tory land, and leave the poor Scots alone. They had like 300 years of London rule. Give them a break. Yeah. Oh, for Christ's sake, everything is fizzy, isn't it? It's called COVID. I am 100% sure you will cry fraud. Like, I'm 100% sure. It's fraud. It's fraudulent. Some uptown stubber here. Again, I didn't expect this sausage fest of Tories. You've become quite an annoying part, right? Comrade King updates us on the Israeli situation. Lapid now has backing from 56 seats. That'll be quite right. Kalinihta. I'll go myself in a couple of minutes. I'm just staying here, having a bit of a discussion, and I'll go. It's quite late, honestly. I have to go. Have to wake up early in the morning, so I'll be gone in 5 minutes. Nothing really. We just have to wait until tomorrow noon. We can do it tomorrow noon if you want. Alright, Comrade King, we can do the stream tomorrow if you want. Oh, for fuck's sake, quit being a bloody unionist. I love how you're annoyed when fellow Europeans are like, well, you're not European, you're English, you're not continental. You never wanted to be continental. But you should not take this right from Scotland and Ireland because they want to be European. You can stick off with your Atlantic friends, Alvin in America, Australia. That's fine. You can be pals with these people, right? But Scottish, let's be honest now, they want to be part of the European Union. You didn't ask them. You went through with Brexit, and that's what you get. SNP landslide by tomorrow noon. And you know what? Let's say the SNP doesn't get a majority. With the Greens and with Alba, they will have a majority. A second referendum is coming, and you will be sitting, my friend. I'm already enjoying how you're absolutely in tatters here, screaming and shouting like, "No, get out of the country! You cannot support Scottish independence." Like, what I have to say is, cope. Like, cope. Yeah, you can do that. Start coping. Alright, that'll be all for today, I guess. I wish you all a good night. And a good night. Have a good night. And tomorrow noon we will go through the results together. Have a good one, mates. Have a good one.
And there's a hand, my trusty fear, and gaze a hand o' thine, and we'll tak a recht, get well walked for auld lang syne, for auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne. We'll tak a cup o' kindness yet for auld lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne.